before the legislative elections, Victor Wembanyama calls for moving away from extremes. I remember something like this. It's all good. He went. This is pre-China. Okay, trust. Chat. Trust. Shh. Pre-China Wemby. Pre-Maoist Wemby. It's all good. Okay, it's all good. He's now a Maoist. He's a Maoist or worldist. Not a tabby, just a line. Okay, thank you. Thank you for clarifying this for me. Why are all the NBA guys going? I was gonna say why are they going to China, but like the money.
Well, NBA China is so huge,
big market,
and like it's also I think like on top of the fact that it's like historically been like the big like outside of Europe, like the biggest foreign market for I guess Europe and Mexico, but like it is now.
Go to Europe like that though?
I mean, what do you mean, like NBA players?
Yeah, like officially on like a trip to do marketing and to like enter the market.
I mean, maybe, but like also a lot of them go to Europe because like one, they are European, and two, there's like EuroLeague is a real. So, I mean, just like the CBL, just like Chinese basketball is real. Like, and also like it's I don't know. To me, it's like at this point we are decades into like a cross-pollinated.
Chinese basketball is real. It can hurt you. It's real. It's happening.
CBA, yeah. Like Starbury had years there. I learned recently. I was wondering what happened to Jimmer Fredette, who was like an NCAA Player of the Year when we were like 18 or 19.
Yeah.
And because he's also
to China.
Yeah, and like was like an incredible player there, and it was because he was too small to be the kind of dominant player here in the U.S. like in the NBA. Like the size is wrong. It's cool. It's exciting to see also that like the ball's getting global, or is continuing to get global.
Yeah, I mean, ball has always been global, but it's cool that these guys are going to China and experiencing it for all of its glory, like your boy is going to be doing in September. It is what it is, Some for offseason stuff, I guess. Like we get some U.S. players locally in Eastern EU, but it's the assumption it's guys who don't yet make it to the NBA. What is this jump scare?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Approval of congressional Democrats is down to a historic low of just 19%. It's crazy.
I will say, a lot of room to grow.
Yeah.
I mean, because 19 is it's getting lower to 0, and 0 is the lower bound of approval rating. So that's a lot of room to go up. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, this isn't 19 plus. It's like
19.
Even the approval is like 19%. Right? That's what no.
This is approval.
This isn't net.
This is 19 out of 100 people.
No.
Say that they approve.
This isn't net, is what I'm saying. There's no way this is.
No, net would be.
Net is way. Net is like.
Net is not. net is like negative, like 30, 40.
40, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Net is Antarctica temperatures. Net is reading
31?
the.
You mean minus 31 net?
Yeah.
Because you don't mean like plus 31. Because they are underwater by a lot. Yeah, nothing but net. I mean, yeah, there's only they can pump these numbers higher. I think we can get to a historic 0% approval rating, 100% net disapproval rating, like minus one. The bottom is minus 100. And I think we are slated to get there. We are looking to get there. And, it can happen. And I'm excited to see what that looks like. Well, there is.
I mean, I will say that, like, there's like an interesting, like, of all people, like, I saw like Derek Thompson alluded to this in a post today, but that, like, there is a truth to the idea that, like, all right, if the Democrats become this hated, that makes it that much, like, it makes insurgents in the party like that much stronger. Like people who credibly claim an opposition, people who credibly claim that they are on the other side of the establishment. Like, essentially, right? The shorthand of what I'm saying is that the easiest way to like boost your favorables as a candidate or to make yourself like a particularly viable political figure in pretty much any context now is to just get in front of a camera and say fuck Chuck Schumer. That's like being only a little bit glib here, but it is more or less true. That's what that 19% means. It's not that 19% of people, like only 19% of people think that like taxes should be higher or something.
Yeah, I think that the Democrats have a long way to go. I'm positive about it. I think that they will work tirelessly to make sure even the...
I think Lucy's going to let Charlie Brown kick the football this time. I really do.
I think even the galvanizing force that's supposed to be there, like the populist leftist momentum that's supposed to be there from the likes of AOC, needs to keep spiking the football. And hopefully we can see how unpopular the party can get. You know, I have no more confidence in the future of America, so I'm just entertaining myself, I guess. Let's see where it goes. Talk about Kanye, you simps. What? Talk about Kanye. What the fuck did Kanye do now? Let's see. Friend of the show, Christian Devine, had a...
I'm New York Times op-ed author Brett Stevens, and I recently wrote the piece, No, Israel is not committing a genocide in Gaza, and I've gotten some backlash to it, and I'd like to kind of respond. Of course, I try to be fair and balanced in my opinion pieces, and so when I hear news of Palestinians coming out of Gaza, I like to take my fingers, put them in my ears, and go, la, 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 la. That way, I don't absorb any of the bias. So in my article, I wrote that Israel isn't committing a genocide because they've only killed, by some estimates, 60,000 people. And they could have killed a lot more. I mean, if you were going to kill people, you could kill more.
True.
That's why it's not a genocide. Doesn't that make sense? I mean, if it was really a genocide, they would have to kill everybody. The UN's definition of genocide also includes intent. And they didn't say they were trying to. They just did on accident. And that kind of just happens. So to me, your arguments don't make sense unless they kill everyone and they said they were trying to.
Yeah.
Also,
which, by the way, by those estimations, the Holocaust is also not a genocide.
It is. Well, that's part of like the whole like Stevens thing is that like you just have to do. I mean, this is also, I mean, one of the things I despise the most about like the current state of the discourse is that everybody pretending like genocide is all of a sudden, just because genocide is a contested term, like many, you know, legal or historical terms, however you want to categorize it, that because there is some measure of contesting what it can mean, that it actually just means that it's not actually a concept. That, you know, what is a concept? What is like is basically the level that the converstion gets to.
Everyone turns into Jordan Peterson when they want to talk about genocide.
What is when Miss Piggy doesn't let me leave the house?
Yeah.
Is that genocide?
It's just like,
is that genocide?
It's so morally bankrupt, especially at this point, and it's like I don't know. I think everyone is just basically relying on the fact that because America is the great evil and they are not even here, question mark. It's fucking Dianne Feinstein dying. All right, I'm blocking. It's done. Take a week off, dude. Fuck you. Okay, enough. This motherfucker has like size 18 tabby basketball shoes on, and I need to know what they are.
I love having his numbers on the back of the shirt.
Oh my God. Everybody loves fucking... Here's a better view of the tabbies. Oh, there it is. Jokic enjoying his time in China. This is what I watched. Finally.
Are those tabbies that's just like a line down there?
I don't know.
I think there's just a line on his shoes. Yeah, they're just his sneakers. But that is an interesting concept. Tabby basketball shoes.
Yeah. Probably terrible.
That would be like that's like a catastrophic injury on the court waiting to happen. Yeah.
Unfortunately for you, Wemby told French people to avoid extremes, so avoid far right and far left parties for the 2024 legislative session. Oh no. Well, he likes Mao, so 3 days before
Wisconsin is going to be fucking awesome.
I think he was wearing tabby sneakers when he was doing something in China. I saw that. It blew my fucking mind, dude. Jokic, China. Let's see if we can find it. Okay, rare off-season photos of Jokic. Nikola Jokic go viral. He was in China. fuck? Bro, what the fuck is that?
That makes so much sense, though.
Dude, that is so funny.
And that's what he wants. He wants to be with the horses. He goes to China.
I agree. How Asians be moving recently in the summer league? Wait, what the fuck is this? No, this is not what I'm looking for. Why'd you link me this? Yeah, that's a regular size horse. That's not even a pony. That's not. That looks like a dog next to Jokic. Yeah.
Oh, my dog is sick.
He's into it. Dude,
his passing is so crazy.
Oh, yeah. He's not it. Dude, that's not what I'm looking for. What are you doing? No, I'm looking for Jokic in China. No, this is not Chinese Jokic. This is a guy who dresses up like
we should clarify. There is Chinese Jokic, who is Young Han-sen, perhaps, and then there is Jokic in China, which is a different kind of Chinese.
We're looking for Jokic in China because he was like playing ball in China, and he had the tabby basketball shoes on, which was crazy. But yes, I'm familiar with this guy. I see him all the time. I'm on Basketball Talk chatters. Okay, I see all the same shit that you see. I know who this guy is. There was even an American dude, who I think is Chinese American, who flew to fucking China and beat his ass. He was kind of short, but he played ball with this guy. I've seen this guy. I've seen this guy all over my feed. Okay, calm down. That's not. Hassan doesn't know Young Han-sen. Isn't Young? It's the tall one, right?
Yeah, he's the big.
No, I know who he is.
He was there on draft night. No, he's the cool. He's like obviously like the coolest. Like that was the coolest thing to come out of the draft in summer league.
Basketball legend Nikola Jokic finds out that tourist signs in China are also in Serbian. Oh yeah, look at his shoes. Look at his shoes. You can kind of see it here. Look, that's all I wanted to show you.
That he's got tabbies on.
He's got. I don't know what this is, but I need it.
This is in my language.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Oh, it is.
Hey, take a pic. There you go.
Yeah.
This is
Look at that. Why does he have tabbies on? Are those tabbies? Like, what the fuck is that?
We are breaking
And remotely interested in allowing any sort of justice to take place here, that they feel confident that they can just like get away with saying whatever the fuck they want. They're speaking like they will never get tried in Nuremberg. Okay. Even though we're living in the fucking post-Nuremberg universe, we're living. And
there's also, by the way, been other things that people have determined as genocide since then. I mean, like, I would argue, like, so, you know, the I think like liberal order of the contemporary, like, of like this era, or that until this era, pre-October 7th, you know, like the Rwandan genocide is what people point to.
Yeah.
And then I would also say, though, that like, as listeners of Blowback Season 5, I know people call the Khmer Rouge's rule. They say that they committed genocide. And that is also like, you know, it's a little bit more complicated because most of the victims of the Khmer Rouge were themselves Khmer, or, you know, ethnic Khmer in Cambodia. But like they also did target minorities, Chinese minorities, Vietnamese minorities, and so on, for, you know, like they targeted them for destruction as those groups. Essentially, it's not like again, you could argue about like to what extent one fits a definition super precisely or not, but like the idea that like all of us, that this label is like off, that it's just like, it's actually like it's just too contested or too only tied to the Holocaust is so absurd.
There has been successful genocide designations in international courts of law for much smaller numbers of people at this point. It's ridiculous. And there are plenty of things that even America has done that would be considered genocide or genocidal or whatever you want to fucking call it. But because it's America doing it, it's different. But in this circumstance, it's not even America doing it, it's Israel doing it. So obviously there's a different reaction to that sort of thing because it's not the global hegemon engaging in such actions. Obviously, morally speaking, the Korean War, I think, is a genocide. And what America did is unconscionable there, and the morality for both the Korean War and also what Israel's doing right now is clearly evil.
In season 3, we interviewed Bruce Cummings, who is like in America, like the greatest living scholar of Korean history, and probably in America, the greatest living or deceased scholar of Korean history. And when we asked him straight up, was it a genocide? He said yes. And, it is, again, like there was a goal, which was essentially to like thin and demolish the civilian population as much as possible to like to eradicate. I mean, it's not pleasant to talk about because it literally was just like American. I mean, it was a continuation of a lot of tactics that were used against like a more approved enemy in the end of World War II with like our total destruction bombing campaigns in Japan. But there's, continuity then having us apply that in a Cold War context against fucking like, starving Chinese volunteer soldiers and like Koreans who just happened to be on the wrong side of the parallel, which by the way, also like it was a genocide that it is fair to say extended below the parallel as well, because it's not like the parallel was itself such a neat dividing
Jeju
line
Island
in that war.
And numerous other massacres
Exactly.
the American military-backed like South Korean puppet state committed. There were numerous atrocities, some of which they still shelter the Truth and Republic on. And there was never like a truth and reconciliation committee implemented for any of those things, right?
No, and well, I mean, in Korea, it's complicated. South Korea, it was especially complicated because of the fact that like the government there, like who are the parties within it that like were in dialogue with America that would have been able to do such a thing? I mean, at the time of the Korean War, when there were very credible evidence-based allegations that the United States was using germ and biological warfare, the Soviet world. I mean, like the Soviet, the Soviet bloc and the Asian communist states put together a commission called the ISC that was led by one of the most famous biologists in the world at the time, Joseph Needham, to do more or less this. And that's not truth and reconciliation. I mean, that was an investigation into specific atrocities, but like, that was rejected out of hand and ridiculed in the Western press totally. And so the idea that there was going to be some kind of process where we were going to like seriously evaluate all the atrocities that like we ourselves committed on an even grander scale than, repurposing, than using biological and germ warfare it's just hard to fathom. And, now like, I mean, we don't do that. We make movies like the one with Jonathan Majors, Devotion, that like truly like that is about like the air war of the Korean War that at like no real point kind of addresses like, well, what was the on the ground reality of the destruction caused by that air war?
Yeah, but they're not humans. They were, I can't believe America has been using the same slur for every Asian country that we have pummeled into oblivion since the Philippines. Like the G word, I didn't know that it originated in the Philippines, and then it moved into Vietnam. It moved into Korea and then Vietnam as well.
It comes with America. It follows America. I mean, there are people I know who say that it comes not from the Philippines, but from a different. I forget what the other
different Asian. Colonial
not.
conquest?
I think not even Asian. I forget what the other.
Someone said it comes from Hanguk. I don't think so. I think there's evidence that it was being used by Marines like as a slur.
Oh yeah, but it comes out of like this. It is because like the original like American Empire like is obviously like begins in like a real sense, or what we think of as American Empire, with the dispossession and the eradication of Native Americans, and then you have the kind of process of the Caribbean, if not colonization, but I mean the takeover of islands like Puerto Rico. The book How to Hide an Empire by Daniel Immerwahr is a really good read about this. But then you also have like Manifest Destiny was also at this time in the late 19th century about the Pacific. And it's it makes total sense that a slur for describing the subjects of these places where we come from would come out of Asia and would then follow America wherever it goes. No.
Oh.
It was.
Oh, okay. Kaya place. Okay. No, man. Why is it that whenever I say a slur and then I say like the G word or whatever, everyone tries to play this guessing game? It's like there's a reason why I didn't fucking say it out loud, chat. Calm down. All right. All right, let's finish this.
If you would like to check out some of my other extremely unbiased pieces, check out For Israel, It Pays to Be a Winner, or Israel Had the Courage to Do What Needs to Be Done, or We Should Want Israel to Win, even.
Or what was it when he called Arabs like a parasitic force? In one of these pieces, Brett Stevens famously literally says like Arabs are like an insect.
Oh, that was his people can look at his Wikipedia page. It's astonishing that the New York Times still gives him a column.
Oh, was that Thomas Friedman? Did I get it wrong? One of those New York Times guys. Thomas Friedman, Ross Douthat, and Brett Stevens have all been doing the same fucking.
Well, no, Ross Douthat is now saying that actually Israel's just war is now unjust.
No, but have you read it?
Yeah, it's horrible. Man.
Yeah, if you read it, the title actually snaps you back. The title is a bait and switch.
Yes.
Because the entire fucking piece is like defending it. Actually, it's not unjust at all. It's totally just because Hamas are a parasitic force of barbaric rapist monsters.
Well, this is like the Matt Iglesias, like argument about how like there's like, oh, the facts have changed. And so now, even though my original opinions and my original conception of how all of this worked, like the mental model, a phrase that guys like that tend to use.
Yeah.
Like that. It's like that. Well, I've just adjusted it now that new facts have come out. And there's no possible, I will say one of the things about the famine shit in particular that drives me fucking crazy is, and it really, really makes me quite sad, is that famine is not like a thing that just happens suddenly. It's not a.
It takes time for people to start fully starving.
Exactly, like food stocks exist; they have to dwindle, and then on top of like the food stocks dwindling, once like a lot of the official, the official aid lets like there's clearly like there have been all of these different ways that Gazans have been trying to make it work and stay alive that are just what people do in these crazy desperate situations. And it's not like all of a sudden like, oh well, a famine, if you're saying that there's famine in Gaza, that means that like people like that hundreds of people are falling over every day and drop dead because of it. Like that's not what that means. In fact, the reason that you call it out and that you identify it very loudly before it happens is to prevent such an outcome.
Yeah. I do want to talk about this right now because it corresponds to like one of the news stories of today, which is Israel's putting a pause on the fucking famine. I guess they're like letting in aid, and even then they're letting in aid mostly through airdrops, which is again dangerous and it's already killing Palestinians.
It's dangerous theater. It kills as many people as it feeds. It feels like.
Yeah, and then there's also there has been this past week of condemnations coming in. Too little, too late. Many of those condemnations are because there's been so much like radio silence on this issue, despite the severity of the crisis. It feels like there's a change of attitude here, but when I think about it, it's no different than when people were like, Mr. Netanyahu, please stop during the first Biden term, right? And